All right, Gail writes in. She asks, Josh, do you think the Biden tax increases will happen this year, 2021 or 2022? I absolutely think they'll happen this year, but I don't think they're going to happen on most people. I just don't. The Democrats, they learned from Walter Mondale in 1984 in the Democratic Convention when he accepted the nomination, where he says, unlike Ronald Reagan, who will raise your taxes? What did he say? We will both raise your taxes, but unlike Ronald Reagan, I will tell you I'm going to do it. And that was essentially the end of the day for old Walter Mondale. And he only won one state out of 50, and that was Minnesota, and he won by like 10,000 votes or something like that. So the issue is the Democrats have learned that you cannot tax middle-class Americans, or at least you can't say you're going to do it. So, I'm not worried about Joe Biden raising taxes on the middle class. It's just not going to happen, man. But I do think they're going to raise them on the higher income earners. Like I did a video the other day about it, and I got no qualm with it. Some of you all don't like me saying that, but look, man, I think it's more important to solidify Social Security than it is for Bill Gates to pay 15 or I guess 23.8 on qualified dividend income. I'm sorry, I just do. I don't have any qualm with it. That's the populist in me, man. That's all there is to it. So. Taxation is theft. I get it. That's the libertarian in me, and yet where we are. We have taxation. We're never not going to have taxation. So let's at least make it better for the vast majority of Americans. And I hate to say it, Bill Gates, he's going to do just fine. He will find a way to finance vaccines for the rest of the world. But I do think it's going to happen in 2021. And the reason for that's simple. If you look at 1993 with Clinton, they got it done. And I think they signed the law in 1993 in June of 93, if memory serves, as retroactive to the beginning of the year. The Republican Party challenged that. The Supreme Court ruled against them, and they were able to make a tax law in that calendar year retroactive to the beginning of the year, which is absurd to me, but it is what it is. So in 1994, the lady who had signed Marjorie Menjevsky from Pennsylvania, she was the person who signed the bill to raise taxes. All right, so it's like a 218 to 216 vote in the House of Representatives for the tax hikes. Marjorie Menjevsky, I can't remember her last name. There's like two names in the last name, Margolis Manjinsky or something like that. And then she got smoked in 1994, as did the rest of the Democrats. And the Republicans took over the House for the first time in 40 years. And they had a pretty significant majority as well in the Senate too. So Clinton's agenda was dead to rights. That's when he came in 1995, the State of the Union, and said the era of big government is over, if only such. And then Tim McVeigh, see, this is what the media does. They turn something that was I don't know. They just like they did with Capitol Hill storming, man. They turn something that was just bad, but they make it, they attribute that to the entirety of the conservative movement, and it works. And this one's working here to this year, too. It's nuts. But anyway, so what happened was she got smoked. The Democrats went down. The Republicans took over the House and the Senate, and the rest is history. Now, it looked like the Clinton was going to be dead to rights in 96. Wasn't even close. And as such, the same thing happened with Obama. They got Obamacare through in 2010. I can't remember if it was 2009 or 10. I think it was the beginning of 2010, because I could have sworn it was around Christmas when Nancy Pelosi said she was going to deem it the legislation passed of 2009, even if she was going to deem it as passed without a vote. And this is how the Democrats operate. The Republicans would never even think like that, man. The Republicans will not say, I deem legislation passed without a vote on it. It's nuts. And the idea that actually is insane. And I think they passed it like on December 29th or something like that. It was like the last day of the year in 2009. But they got it done. And, of course, 2010, they got smoked. If memory serves, Scott Brown won the Massachusetts Senate seat in 2010, beating Martha Coakley, which was a shot heard around the world. And then, of course, the Democrats got smoked in 2010. And they didn't get the House until 2018 back. So the thing is at the end of the day, anytime there's been major legislation, it will come in the first year of the new presidency's term, because that's when he has the most popularity. That's when he has the most numbers in the House and the Senate for sure to get legislation done. It's going to be a whole different Congress in 2024. So they're going to pass it this year. 2022, excuse me, is an off-year election, and everyone's just going to scramble to get reelected. That's what's going to happen. So there's not going to be any big legislation done next year. Whatever they're trying to get through will get through this year. I'm just telling you right now. Legislation of any significance won't be done in next year. It'll be done this year because next year is an election year. And they're going to be too busy scrambling to try to pretend of what they aren't, which they care about the budget. They care about whatever the hell it is. You know what I'm saying? And so they won't do anything next year. It's all going to be done this year. So hold on to your wallets. Will be the tax year. And I think I think a lot of, there will be probably some Social Security legislation coming down. A lot of it I'll hate. Some of it I won't. I'll keep you informed on that. That Larson bill, they'll have to reintroduce that. It'll be probably a little bit more lefty now that the Democrats control both houses. But at the end of the day, I mean, the Republicans had their chance. They freaking didn't do anything. And I did videos back in 2017 and 18 saying how Republicans can win on Medicare and Social Security. And of course, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. What did they get done? TCJA, that's it. And they had the House, they had the Senate, and they had the presidency. And all they could get done was TCJA, the tax cut under Trump, and some minor legislation. They got some Supreme Court and some judges, but that only had to do with the Senate. It had nothing to do with the House. It's the most mind-boggling insanity that there is. But anyways, that's my take. So there's nothing you can do now. Let's put it that way. 2021 is here. The legislation is coming down. It will affect you for 2021. You just better watch your wallets and watch what happens so you can prepare accordingly.